Okay, so here's the second video I promised. This is on the Magic Eraser one. And they have redone the app. They've updated it. It's not a very great update. So here's we go. I'm actually going to exit out of this. So this is what it looks like when you first open it up. So you're going to pick a photo. And we're just going to pick this one, because I need it for my weekly spread here before too long. Okay, so then you're going to hit done at the top right. And this is the new thing it does. It erases your background. This I hate, okay? I'm just going to say this is not something that I like that it automatically does. So bottom left, you're going to see the back arrow with a 1 on it. So you're going to hit it, and it's going to give you back everything that they just took away from you. Okay? So then you're going to hit across the bottom. It says erase, restore, wand, or invert. Inverting it is going to give it to you, obviously. Okay, so wand. Now, because I have a lot of white on here and it is outlined, but sometimes it's not completely outlined very well. So you have this choice down here, and I'm going to do this one really quick. I'm going to leave it at 20%. Okay, so then you're going to hit the square where it's black, and then you're going to, okay, get the checkered background again. Okay, so I just hit anywhere on it, it deletes. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly do this. And you want to make sure that you get in between your letters so they don't show up white. And yes, I'm this anal. I will get in here and do all of these little things too. Oops, that one didn't go where? There. So that it looks better when you use it, especially if you want to put it over some colored paper and you don't want all of this white to show through on your letters. Okay, this does take some time, but all of you ladies who fussy cut know that sometimes doing these little things like this is not an option for you. I'm just gonna leave that one then. You have to sometimes leave some of this unless you use an X-Acto knife and get rid of it all. And sometimes that's not very feasible for everybody to do. So I'm just going to, oops, that one didn't work out. And sometimes it takes too much of what you don't want them to take, or sometimes it doesn't hit it just right. So they also have a new feature for when you save that you can have them pick auto. So it will either save it as a PNG file or another file, depending on what you're doing. Now, I have been saving mine as PNG files, but here's the downfall to that. A PNG file, when you do it off of Magic Eraser, is super big. So the file itself takes up a lot of room in your photo section. So it takes up a lot of room on your tablet. So they actually have a file name that I will show you in just a minute. It is, now if you move this around, oh, you have to use 2 fingers. If you move this around and look at your letters, you can tell which ones are not done. Okay. All right. And then this in between the flowers. Okay, and then once this is done, hold on. Sorry. Maybe I should be practicing for my live, huh? Instead of pretending. Which has me totally freaked out, ladies, to be honest with you. I'm so not ready to do an actual live. Okay, let me make sure we get these ones. Oops. Don't freak out. There's always the back button to undo what you just did. Okay. All right, I think I may have gotten it all. Now, oops, missed the O. All right, so now this is done. So top, make sure, yeah, that's done. Okay, so top right, you're gonna hit the check mark, okay? Now, this is where you can see if you did it all right, and sometimes I miss things and I don't even catch them until I get ready to use them. I don't stress out too much about it. Okay, so now you're gonna hit this top right again, you're gonna hit the up arrow, and it's gonna bring you to this. I have it on auto, but I'm actually going to change it to this HEIF. Okay, it's a smaller file size. It stays transparent, okay? And so I'm just gonna leave it there. Hit the check mark, and then you're gonna hit save. Now, here you can always do this. So that saved it into my photos. Now I'm also going to save it into my files. So this one is actually, oh, my pencil's dying. So this one is actually a create and color picture. So I'm gonna save it under my create and color. All right, then you hit this home button in the top right, and that's gonna take you back to this so you can create another picture. Okay, I wanted to show you one where they could lose something. So just a second, let me look through here. Probably even one I've already done just to show you. I just won't save it. Let's do this one. I actually haven't done this one. Okay, done. Let's see, I deleted a ton of stuff. So we're gonna go back, hit the wand. Now, because we have a lot of little things that could potentially disappear, I always, when I know I have something like that, this 20%, I move this down to 10. You can change it. It can go clear up to 100. It can go down to a 0, 1. I've had a lot of number ones. It's okay. So down to 10. So then you're going to make sure, yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. Okay. So it's just not going, no, see, it took her face away. So I'm going to restore all of that. Go back. Okay. So now we're 1, and then I'm going to go down to 1 because I don't want it to delete her face, which is what it wants to do. And I want her face to stay white. So now you have to actually do this into smaller chunks. So it's not going to do a huge area. You kind of have to, when you have it this low, here, I'll show you. So you have all these little things, and I have discovered that if you can get to the left of these little blocks that are in here, you might not be able to see them, but I can. You can get them to delete faster. So I know it's kind of blurry, but I see this little section here. If you go to the left of it, it actually deletes what you don't want. Top left corner is the one that I've noticed works the best when you're trying to delete these. So if you, it can take some learning curves here, but that's just kind of where it's at. So let me get up in here because I want some of this deleted. I don't want it to, I don't know, let me see, because I don't want it to do her face, but I want it to get around her face. So that's just a way, like, I probably won't finish this one right now because it's going to take me a really long time to get it done. Okay. So, all right. So you can kind of see what I mean. So now I'm deleting around the white stuff and not her face like it did the first time. And then you can get in here and do in between her flowers, and sometimes it just takes a while to get it all done since I did this back. See now if I do this, If you change the percentage while it's in here, you can get it to some of it to go away. But then look, so now I'm at 6, but I've deleted part of her face. So 5, see at 5 it stays. So you just see, and then you just kind of have to see what it does. The higher the number, the easier it is to get things to delete and go away. But you also run the risk of deleting something you don't want deleted. Like, I don't want her face deleted. So you'd have to really pay attention to what you're doing. So you just kind of have to play with that part and see what you want to do and what you think needs to be done. Some of these white out here, I don't get too fussy about missing. I mean, I will right next to the face. Because when I crop it to bring it into my picture, I can pretty much erase those. I don't have to have those, only if they're not right next to my things. So let me see. So I'm not really sure what it is about the top left corner, but it works most of the time. Sometimes it can be a little stubborn, and sometimes my eyesight misses things. So if you're like me, don't sweat the small stuff. You know what? We're humans, we make mistakes. And I make a lot of them, so I'm just going to kind of roll with it here. See if I can get her a little more cleaned up, a little more quickly than at 1%. But this is just a way for you guys to be able to still make her transparent, but actually keep her cute little face. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. I tend to be a perfectionist, so I may sit here and do this until she's finished, but I do need to do another video that I just remembered because I forgot to show you how to use your files once you save them onto your iCloud account. See, I just did her hair, so I don't want that. And sometimes if you come from a different angle, here it goes, you don't delete as much. Okay. This checkered feel sometimes makes my eyes go blurry, so sometimes I have to stop for a little while and then come back and work on things, especially when I'm doing like this detail. So anyway, oops, I want to do her hair. No, it doesn't look like I'll be able to, no, do that without losing that part of it. Oh, there we go, I'll just leave it. Okay, so I've gotten most of these, and some of these you probably wouldn't even notice. I'm just, like I said, tend to somewhat be a perfectionist, and it tends to take me sometimes a little longer to do things because I want it neat and clean. Clean that one up. Let's see. So this one should lead up to her face, I think. Oh no, that's the next one over. Okay. So I can still see so many of these. Okay. So this is where we have to kind of really be careful. So this is her face, and it looks like her nose. Nope, see, you touch one little thing and it all goes away, which is what I don't want to happen. So we have to figure out how far down I need to be in order to keep that from happening. And sometimes it's just a game. Nope, see, that's all connected. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get some of this. There it went. I came from a different angle. So sometimes it's just a matter of coming from a different angle to get a different result. Okay, so this is going to be the same. I'm going to save it into my files for now, or my photos for now, but I'll also save it into my files. And then after I use her, I will delete her from my photos. I know some of these, you can't see some of these until you move them and they're over the blue because, you know, they're white, so they're hard to see. And most people probably wouldn't care too much. Oop, there's a big one. Okay, my main goal is, I think right now, is just to get these great big ones out of the way, so those great big huge pieces of white don't get shown when I use them, and if I have it over anything that's colored, because that just not, see, like these over here in this bottom left, I'm not going to worry too much about those, because when I use the photo, I usually cut around her anyway to get off some of the excess picture, because the bigger the picture you use, the more space you need for it. And so I always try to trim them down as much as possible. And so I'm probably not even going to worry about that because of that. All right, I'm going to finish her in a little while. I don't want to take this video to me like a gazillion minutes long. So I'm going to finish my little girl here in a little while, in a little bit, but I will do another video to show you how to use your files once you've already put them, or your PNG stuff already in your files. I'm going to show you how to use those. All right. Love you, ladies. Bye.